back, and thank you for tuning into our show. I'm Samantha Galat.
And I'm Eloise Pickering. Let's jump into what's been going on. We've had 3 major water breaks with boil water advisories since the year began. The last one was earlier this week, and while it was lifted, it disrupted our community, including Loyola University. Reporter Mabel Regalado Hernandez takes us with her to see as she finds out how students are feeling.
Thank you, Eloise. The water infrastructure has significantly impacted the city, and our very own college students here at Loyola have been saying it has been disrupting their daily routines. Many more have more to opinionate on their frustrations on the water advisory.
It does get a little frustrating, but I think the most frustrating part about it isn't the boil water advisory, it's the fact that my stove doesn't work, so I can't boil water.
Catherine Streeter, a junior who lives in Uptown Hall, has tried her best to handle her frustrations and the living situation with multiple water advisories issued this semester.
So I'm having to spend a lot more money on plastic bottles of water. As someone from Georgia who I don't really experience any boil water advisories, I find myself low-key not drinking much water, and I'm someone who drinks a lot of water, and my stomach has been hurting recently.
As Streeter has to find new ways to do things such as cooking and not using the faucet, residential assistants such as Tatiana Huseman-Gusman and commuter Alexandros Ipsiradis understand the other people's troubles as well as their own.
Obviously, it's a city problem. It's not a Loyola problem. And as an RA, a lot of people are complaining and stuff like that. But there's not much we can do really with all these pipes bursting in throughout the city in the streets and stuff like that. And they having to fix so many things that's wrong with the city. It affects us. It affects everyone around us too. It's not just us. Not having any water is bad for everyone. Everybody's moods are down. You don't even know if you're gonna have food poisoning or not because you drank the water last night.
With the boil advisory, I can't clean the dishes. I have to leave them for a couple of days in there, and it annoys me when I see dirty dishes in the sink. As a commuter, I understand and feel for the students who live on campus and off campus.
With the university continuing to monitor the water quality and pressures, be sure to keep an eye on your Loyola email for any updates and more if there are any future water advisories. Eloise, Sam, back to you. This has been Mabel Regalado Hernandez, PAC News.
Thanks, Mabel. Now on to weather. Here's a live look at the horseshoe for the weather brewing over Audubon Park. A weather impact alert has been in effect for tonight for strong storms moving into the area. The main line of storms is expected between 8 p.m. and 3 a.m., bringing heavy rain, strong gusts of wind, and a small chance of an isolated tornado. By Thursday morning, the storms will move out and a cold front will bring wind and cool air, where highs will only reach the mid-60s. Friday starts cold temperatures in the upper 30s and upper 40s in the south, but sunshine will return along with highs in the low 70s. The weekend looks pretty great with plenty of sun. Saturday highs will be in the 70s and Sunday highs will be in the low 80s. Warm weather for the St. Patty's Parade. That's it for your forecast for this weekend.
Mardi Gras may be over, but that does not mean New Orleans is done celebrating. With St. Patrick's Day right around the corner, the Irish Channel Parade rolls at 1 p.m. on March 14th, followed by the Mardi Gras Indians Parade at 11 a.m. on March 15th, and the Irish Channel Block Party from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Annunciation Square on the 17th. Make sure to go see how New Orleans celebrates Irish culture.
Businesses in the French Quarter have been struggling to stay open given the construction. Here's Cecilia Caldrine with the story.
Hi guys, we're here in St. Charles Avenue. We're going to go downtown to see how businesses are being affected by the ongoing construction in the French Quarter. Heavy construction in the French Quarter has been reducing foot traffic and affecting businesses.
It's been a big hit to us financially. Biggest thing is we've really had a lot of support from our locals and our regulars, but what happens is with this fence, if you're not from here and you don't know where you're going specifically, it's a turnoff, especially at night. It's dark, it's a little scary if you're from out of town. When you're in the French Quarter and paying French Quarter rent, you need the tourists, you need the people to stumble on your place and accidentally hit the place, and there's none of that going on with this fence here right now.
And it's not just restaurants that are suffering. Gift shop stores on the corridor are also experiencing losses due to the delayed and continuing construction.
They gave us a notice and they said originally it was supposed to start in March, then it's July. And first they start with the gas lines, now they're doing the sewage and water lines. They put the fence up. This fence is killing us because people cannot see us. If I have a lot of customers that know we're there, but if you don't know we're there, you don't know. Business is like down the drain.
Business owners have been forced to reduce their staff, but employees like Kim understand that they don't have much choice.
We still have the same bills. It's not his fault, we understand. But when you can't even make the rent, what are you supposed to do?
This has been Cecilia Calderin reporting for PAC News.
Businesses are hoping that construction will wrap up soon.
Loyola students got the chance to meet with Mayor Helena Moreno to share their ideas on campus safety and hopes to help shape future policies. Reporter Allie Givens has the story.
Just behind me in the St. Ignatius Chapel at Loyola, students met with Mayor Helena Moreno on issues that are affecting their community. Let's go take a look. Students at Loyola University are taking concerns about campus safety directly to city leadership. As part of an honors community organizing course taught by Joseph Givens, students presented research and recommendations to Mayor Helena Moreno and her team. The class encouraged students to identify issues affecting their community, their peers, and themselves, and to use their voices to push for real change.
Being able to let these people know how they can make, in my case, student visas holders a better academic process just make me feel relieved that change will happen and eventually things are going to get better.
These are the exact voices that I want to hear from. I want to know what is happening, and I want to know what the City of New Orleans needs to do to ensure that students throughout the City of New Orleans and all of our different universities, that we're helping them go toward that path of success.
Faith leaders were also present, offering prayer and emphasizing peace and collaboration, connecting civic engagement with Loyola's Jesuit mission.
As Joe talked about earlier, is that you're not the future leaders, you are the leaders. And you are the ones who are going to make this city what it will be.
The meeting concluded with the signing of a covenant partnership committing city leaders, students, and faith representatives to quarterly meetings to ensure student voices do not go unheard. This has been Allie Givens, Wolfpack News.
This was the first of quarterly meetings like these and hopes to encourage young leaders to raise their voices.
As immigrant safety concerns continue on campus, students are asking for more protections from the university.
They've been disappointed with the university's response, so the students, along with faculty and community members, held a protest on March 6th. I covered the protest and interviewed a student who spoke to the crowd.
Over a month ago, Loyola students delivered a letter to President Xavier Cole outlining sanctuary policies for immigrant students and got a response on March 4th, one they found dissatisfying. Students, faculty, and other community members held a protest on Calhoun Street asking the university for more.
Students were really angry with the response that we got from Dr. Cole and the Loyola University New Orleans administration.
The professors also spoke at the protest, detailing their support for their immigrant students and colleagues, and asked for Loyola to step up.
Didn't answer any of the concerns, didn't provide any solace, and, basically ignored the policies that students were offering.
Sanctuary campus now! Sanctuary campus now! Sanctuary campus now! Sanctuary campus now!
It'll be interesting to see how communication develops between the students and Loyola administration.
Definitely. Coming up after the break, New Orleans Entrepreneurship Week kicked off this Monday. See how people are religiously visiting local farmers markets every Sunday and more.
Here is where your story continues. Stretch the limits of your imagination. Create the world as you see it. One letter, one word, one pixel at a time. Move to the rhythm of your own story. Make something more. For him, and her, and them, for the world. Do what you love. Tell stories like never before in state-of-the-art recording, news, and editing studios. Created just for you. Learn skills that will never expire. Document moments, seconds, frames per second. Turn them into masterpieces. Creativity is more than a lifestyle. Make it a career. Tune into the sounds around you. Those notes, you were always meant to sing them. Creative boundaries, you were always meant to break them. Become the creative professional you are destined to be at the Anchor Institution for the Creative Economy. This is a stage, a world stage. New Orleans, culture rich. Loyola, hands-on access. Make the next move. Perform and work immediately. We do things differently. Use your creativity to impact society. Expand your mind. Be with and for others. Continue your story in the College of Music and Media at Loyola University, New Orleans.
Welcome back from the break. New Orleans Entrepreneurship Week is in full swing with events happening across the city all week. But the main attraction, a 2-day summit at Loyola's Dana Center that kicks off tomorrow.
The summit will feature more than 100 speakers and over 50 sessions. Reporter Chris Nesbitt takes us through the New Orleans Entrepreneurship Week.
New Orleans Entrepreneurship Week is happening here in Loyola's Dana Center, where there'll be over 50 events happening over the next few days. And the word entrepreneurship might not mean a lot to non-business majors.
One of the things I talk about all the time and that we're working hard on is to increase economic development opportunities and support businesses here in New Orleans. And that also includes supporting and encouraging our entrepreneurs.
And organizers say that the summit's programming reflects that mission, with sessions that go beyond traditional business topics, covering the music industry, independent media, and social media marketing. Registration is free, and students can grab a badge in under 30 seconds.
When I was a student here, I was a psychology major, but I also hung out with all the music kids and did a lot of these things. And I realized very early on that I had to be entrepreneurial even if I wasn't starting my own business.
There's a lot of things about doing music festivals, stuff like that. Like, you can grow any experience that you want, and you can gain so many tools just by going and experiencing and just even looking at what we have to offer.
Well, it may seem like it's just the business community that's part of this. Really, anybody that's on this campus that is looking to stay in New Orleans and be a part of this community, there's something for you at NOE.
Students looking to stay involved after Entrepreneurship Week can look at Wolfpack Launch You, a pitch competition that has over $35,000 in funding. This is Chris Nesbitt, PAC News.
The 2-day summit is happening starting this Thursday, March 12th, and Friday, March 13th in the Dana Center. Registration is free and open to all students at the front entrance of the Dana Center. For a full lineup, visit noew.org.
Sunday mornings in New Orleans often meet good food and time outside. One place bringing the community together each week is the Crescent City Farmers Market in City Park. Callie Honeycutt takes us there.
It's Sunday in New Orleans, which means the Crescent City Farmers Market is back in City Park. Every weekend, locals gather for fresh produce, local food, and a slower start to their day. Since 1995, the Crescent City Farmers Market has brought shoppers and food producers together for a shared love of fresh, local food. Among the vendors making it happen is Hermina Lazama of Coffee Island.
So I started out with just roasting coffee, and then I continued with doing coffee drinks, pastries, juices. So I'd have tropical lemonade, hibiscus tea, my espresso brownies. They're all my favorite because they're all my babies, and I make them. So I tell people I would never serve somebody something that I wouldn't want as well.
Another staple of the Sunday market is Cicada Calling Farm, a diversified vegetable and cut flower operation about an hour north of the city. For co-owner Sierra Torres, this market is more than just business.
We call this market church because I literally tell all of our friends and community members, come to Sunday market, come to church. I live out in the country, so it's like if I have one day where all my friends just like come and see the beauty and like get to eat the food we grow, like that's my favorite part.
And for longtime shoppers, the draw is simple.
I like to eat organic, and I like to support local farmers, and the food is so much better than what you get in the grocery store. This is all really fresh and tasty.
Everybody come to the Crescent City Farmers Market. It's here every Sunday, and you can get all your coffee and flour and fresh produce needs. This has been Callie Honeycutt, PAC News.
Thank you, Callie. I know what I'll be doing next Sunday.
March basketball is here for the Loyola University New Orleans. The Wolfpack is celebrating after punching their ticket to the NAIA Men's National Tournament. Now it's time to bring their attention to the first round.
A celebration is filled in the Loyola sports community, as for the first time since 2024, under first-year head coach Trey Lindsey, Loyola is back in the NAIA Men's Tournament. And after a season through hard work, determination, teamwork, and leadership, they're back in the big dance to show what they could do on the Nationals' biggest stage.
We're excited. I'm excited for the group of guys, man. It's been a long season with a lot of hard work. And you know, to hear our name get called today was special. So now the work begins, right? We got tough teams. We got to go out to Tennessee, you know, to Freed-Hardeman, which is, you know, one of the best locations in the country, and get ready to play against Bethel from Kansas. But we're excited. We're ready to get back to work. I'm excited we get to go back to practice tomorrow.
This means a lot for us, like for a whole team, especially after last year where we were really, like, let's say, bad, if I can say like this. And like everything was a new coach, new coaching staffs, new players too. And the whole year was like really like a roller coaster. So that's what I really like. So we got up and downs, of course, but at the end we got more ups. And I still think that we can go for more ups till the end of the season and go win the Nationals.
Now with a spot secured in the NAIA Men's Basketball Tournament, the Loyola Wolfpack will prepare for their first round matchup against Bethel College. Tip-off is set for 7:30 p.m. on Friday, March 13th in Henderson, Tennessee, as the team looks to keep their season alive on the national stage. This is Chris Pouncey, Wolfpack News.
The women's basketball team will also be joining the men's in the NAIA National Tournament. You can catch them on Friday, March 13th against Milligan, Tennessee.
A measles outbreak is changing competition plans for one Loyola team.
The beach volleyball program is making last-minute adjustments over a measles outbreak in Ave Maria University. Safety concerns have been raised for upcoming matches. I've talked to a student athlete to get her perspective.
Loyola University's beach volleyball team had to suddenly change its competition schedule after a measles outbreak connected to the Ave Maria University. Player Maddie Corral has some comments on this.
Honestly, it was really frustrating working through the challenge of not being able to play Ave Maria, but we were really thankful that we were able to have another opportunity due to St. Thomas's team allowing us to go play at their complex.
Head coach Jenna Ibieta says that the teams worked with administrators and health officials in order to avoid playing any teams that had contact with Ave Maria. Loyola's athletic training staff is now closely monitoring symptoms, vaccination records, and travel schedules to protect student athletes. Corral appreciates all the work that athletic trainers have put in.
Yeah, we are super appreciative for all of the work that our athletic trainers were able to provide for us in getting us the opportunity to go and play St. Thomas and Florida Memorial.
Coach Ibieta says the team's top priority is simple: the health of their players.
In the meantime, Loyola officials say that they will continue working with health experts and monitoring the situation closely. For now, the team remains focused on their safety while it continues their season.
New parades are popping up in New Orleans, but they're not like the ones we might be used to. Plus, a look into an animal race with unlikely competitors.
Stay tuned. We will hear about this after the break.
Mardi Gras might be over, but that doesn't mean parades are done. Jeanette Gutter has the story on Crew to Fluff, a new kind of parade.
If you're confused, shocked, or surprised by what's behind me, you're not the only one. This is New Orleans' first ever full furry parade. So let's suit up and see what it entails.
The Tulane Furry Club, known as Furries at Tulane, hosted this striking event on campus soil. They came together with 7 other organizations to make it all happen.
We're just really trying to get the locals together so everybody knows what's going on. It's kind of like a resource, but also like a fun dance party.
Furries are a community of people who like personified animals. They're often seen as a spectacle because some wear eccentric costumes. However, the artistry is the main draw for many members.
The creativity really called out to me. You know, to be cringe is to be free, so I just made my own characters, and it's always been a really good form of self-expression for me.
During the parade, the furries threw beads, danced, and amassed shock reactions from unsuspecting students. But the club deemed the event a success, and the crowd enjoyed it.
I just saw this like on TikTok. Yeah, I was like, furry parade? Yeah.
I like seeing people happy. I just kept smiling because I was like, oh.
The furry clubs hope that they can inspire people to be themselves and not let others' judgment stop them.
Make the leap, be yourself. It is the most important thing that I have done in my life.
It is important to express yourself and like normalize that, because we should really normalize being ourselves.
Reporting for PAC News, this has been Jeanette Gutter.
If you want to get involved in the furry festivities, follow Tulane Furries on Instagram for upcoming events.
Did you know that the fairgrounds do not only host horse races, but other animal races as well? Reporter Stone Manning gives us a look at one of those events.
I'm here in New Orleans at the Weenie Dog races, where several highly trained athletes, some only 6 inches tall, are preparing for the race of their lives. I'm here to tell you all about it.
Weenie Dog races are probably not the first thing that comes to your mind when thinking of animal racing, but for these dog owners, it's something they have been looking forward to.
I think she's going to do great. I think we're going to win. She's fast.
We're excited. We're Heat 4, Fred number 1. We'll see you in the finals.
The dog races took place between the normal horse races scheduled at the fairgrounds. I was able to talk to some owners about their first experience with the races.
Well, I will say Chloe ran to the exact spot where we left her, and that was behind the chute. So she didn't make it down the racetrack, but she went behind the chute and we had to run after her.
Although most owners were satisfied with the races, one veteran was not happy with how they turned out this year.
It's Saint's like 5th or 6th time doing this race, and I was like unimpressed with this organization, and I thought there were too many people on the finish line. They give us like these bracelets, so we only get 2, but there was definitely way more than 2 people per dog out there, and I think also that we should be standing more than 5 yards behind the finish line.
The Weenie Dog Races is an event that the fairground hosts annually, so if you missed it this year, you should try to make it out for next year's races. This is Stowe Manning with PAC News.
The fairgrounds will host a clash of college events this weekend, with some local students participating in the races. For more information, you can visit the New Orleans Tourism website.
That's our show for this week. Thank you for tuning in.
Make sure to follow us on social media to stay on top of what's going on in our community. I'm Samantha Galat.
And I'm Eloise Pickering. Have a great rest of your week.